Preston Smith, on the other hand, you want to talk about a guy that, you want to talk about a guy that's a guy. You want to talk about a guy that makes a difference on the Pittsburgh Steelers. You want to talk about a guy that people should be excited for what he brings to the Pittsburgh Steelers. That is Preston Smith. Didn't see it coming at all. And to be honest with you, when I first talked about this, I was thinking, okay, this is a good depth piece on the interior. I found out that this dude is strictly pass rusher off the edge, which I don't know. We got a picture of him. Let's pull up the picture. I don't know if this belly is rushing off the edge, but if it is, he started 9 years in the league pretty consistently. He's a dude who has 68.5 sacks. Look at that belly. That belly, that's not like compared to TJ Watt. That's a defensive tackle. Compared to Nick Herbig, Alex Highsmith, that's a defensive tackle. People are saying he's an edge rusher. Everybody says he's an edge rusher. He doesn't play the same position as a TJ Watt or an Alex Highsmith in Green Bay. He's going to in Pittsburgh. We'll see what happens. Either way, Preston Smith is a dude that comes in here with a ton of starting experience. Started 9 games this season, has 2 sacks, had 8 sacks last season. He's a guy that's consistent. He's reliable. He's an excellent run stuffer. And that's what I was looking for. I could care less how often you get to the quarterback. How good are you at improving the run defense for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Because they desperately needed to be improved. And that was it. That was the piece. I think that's what the Steelers did. At the end of this, the Steelers went out and said, we have 2 gaping holes, wide receiver and our run defense. And they went out and they filled both of them. And that's a good day to give up a 5th round pick and a 7th round pick. I'll let you go off as well. Your thoughts on the Preston Smith move and really just this whole thing overall?
Yeah, I really like the Preston Smith move. And the one thing that you said is maybe you overpaid a little bit for Mike Williams. I think you underpaid a little bit for Preston Smith. I think it would make more sense if you would have got Preston Smith for a 5th and Mike Williams for a 7th. So I think it kind of washes it out a little bit, in my opinion. But you mentioned he's really good against the run game, but it's not like he's bad against the pass rush either, right? He's able to get home. He's had a 10 sack season. He's had multiple 8+ sack seasons. He has 2.5 already this season. I think what we saw today is the Pittsburgh Steelers go out and get exactly what we knew they wanted, right? They wanted Mike Williams in the offseason. They tried to get him in on an interview basis, but he already signed with the Jets before he could get here. So they wanted Mike Williams before they go out and get him today. They wanted a number 4 edge rusher. They brought in Marcus Golden during training camp, and then he retired. So you knew they wanted to add to that position. They were able to go out and do it with a very solid veteran in Preston Smith. So they're filling holes. They're making moves that a Super Bowl contender will make. So I like the fact that they're doing that. I like the fact that they said, no, we need to get at least a couple of players at the trade deadline. And I like that they're adding depth to important positions. Your edge rusher, which has dealt with multiple injuries this year already, and wide receiver, a position that everybody said you needed more help at, you got some help at. And again, you can argue how much help you got, but I think there is something to be said about the fact that they went out and they were able to get something in general on a trade deadline day that was much slower at that position than everybody expected.
If you're as dedicated to your football team as I am, you've got to check out my partners, DraftKings Sportsbooks. With options to bet on your favorite team, favorite players, props, and more, there's something for everyone. And right now, all new customers who bet just $5 will get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Now that's something to celebrate this season. Just download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and sign up using my promo code ALLSTEELERS. The crown is yours. That's right. New customers can bet just $5 on anything and receive $200 in bonus bets instantly. Stay in on the action and use your $200 in bonus bets on DraftKings same game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Combine multiple bets together from the same game. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have the shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use my promo code ALLSTEELERS and bet just $5 on any wager and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code ALLSTEELERS only at DraftKings Sportsbook. With Preston Smith, I think it does raise the bar a little bit. Like, I think there's potential that Preston Smith makes this defense just so much better. So much better. He's a starter in Green Bay, which is a good defense. In Washington before, like 10 years in the NFL, he started all 10 of them. That's impressive. That's very impressive. And I think if you could add a guy that I just don't expect him to only play outside, if you could just add him to your defensive line somewhere at any time and say, just stuff the run, whoever is going off right now, just slow them down. That's something they haven't had, and now they do have, and I think that'll come in handy a ton. But I agree with you. I don't sit here and say that their roster changes or their projection changes. I just look at it and say, like, it makes them better. They definitely got better today. I don't think they got 13-3 better. I don't think they got, 15-2, whatever the new records would be. I just think that they got better. And at the end of the day, that's all they needed to do today. Because if we sat here and said there was nothing going on, which we were starting to get a little nervous that was going to happen, then it would have been a much worse episode, and we would have had a much different outlook on today. So anything is something, and that's what the Pittsburgh Steelers did. You got to feel okay with it.